Hey, welcome back to Episodes Wrong Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey, man. How are you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, too. Want to talk about something?
Yeah, let's talk about a Netflix movie show thing.
I mean, I would call it a show.
It was a show. We thought it was a movie. It's the new Resident Evil
Yeah,
show.
Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. It's essentially like the Final Fantasy VII movies.
Yeah. Advent Children, right? That's one.
Think of it in that style, or like Spirits Within, whatnot. It was more Spirits Within than Advent Children. Let's just put it that way.
Which one threw them up the waterfall?
Threw them up in the sky, you mean?
Yeah. Well, that was
that was Advent Children.
That one was good.
Yeah, see.
That was way better than this.
Not that one. This.
That was way better than this.
Resident Evil.
Just to give you like a point of reference.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah. But I still enjoyed probably a part, maybe.
There was two parts that for sure I was like, that was very good. But yeah, it's 4 episodes. They're like 28 minutes, 26 minutes long. So it's not like a hard watch.
So let's get into that later.
For sure.
What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
Okay, so this past weekend, stuff has happened to me, and I'm not told you about it because I didn't want to scare you. But on Saturday, I fell ill. I went over to Sierra's boss's 50th birthday, and it was super fucking hot. Luckily, he had a pool. It was a pool party kind of thing.
Oh, that is lucky.
Yeah, so pool party, pool party attire was ready. The guy had he had a guy that was making tacos and stuff. There's a cornhole tournament.
You got to have a cornhole tournament. Yeah.
There's a bunch of beers and drinks and stuff, and everybody's just chatting, and it was good. I've known some of Sierra's coworkers, not all of them. And then the ones that I've only known through stories, it's cool to get put a face to the thing, and it's nice to
Yeah, that's the expression. Put a face to the thing.
Put a face to the thing. A name to the face. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
No, a face to the name. God
same
damn,
thing.
Same shit.
It's the exact same.
It's the other thing. They didn't have a thing to the thing, but it was fun. It was having a good time. They didn't have so they work in agriculture, right? A lot of them do olive oil and stuff. But other people there are also just different farmers and stuff. And I was meeting the guy I hung out with was this guy named, I think his name was John or something. He grows rice, and I was like, cool, who you married to? He's like, I'm married to Brittany. He's like, oh, nice, I've heard of her. They had the baby. Oh, cute baby, catching up. And he said something like, I'm kind of surprised you're drinking Coors Light there. And I was just like, well, they don't have Modelo. And I was like, and it is really hot, and like a pale ale doesn't sound really good right now. It's a little too heavy, so I was like, okay, cool. I was like, good for you. So we just kind of drank a bunch of Coors Light, him and I, back and forth. We played cornhole. We got fucking smoked by these, I don't know, they were 17-year-old fucking Adonises. They were so gorgeous.
Yeah. They were brought in so they could show everyone else up. Yeah, those guys.
They were one of the guys was the birthday boy, Sierra's boss's nephew. And then the other guy was just his friend, who was a ringer. So you knew they were ringers because when we started setting up the play, he was clarifying the rules, and it was like, hey man, what side do you want? I was just like, well, I'd prefer to shoot on this side. But if you also want to shoot on this side, that's fine, because I'm right-handed or whatever. And he was like, no, you can have that side, it's fine. I was like, okay, cool, And then across the way, my partner and his partner are having the same conversation, and my partner goes like, I want to shoot on that side, and the guy goes like, oh, I also want to shoot on that side. I'm like, okay, we'll just share the sides, And the guy that's on the side, he was like, what are they doing? Are they sharing sides? Yo, I've never seen that before, dude. That's not regulation, dude. I was like, dude, it's a
you play NorCal rules or SoCal rules?
Exactly. That exact vibe. I was like, NorCal, SoCal rules. We did get smoked. They were the guy on my side was really good. He was making a bunch of corn. I couldn't get anything to land, and
couldn't get no corns and holes. No, got you.
We lost, and I was like, cool, man, good game. We sat down, and they went up to the board, and they start wrote their name, because there's a bracket. They wrote their name over, and then somebody came up to them like, hey man, you guys won your game already? And they're like, yeah, we took them out 5 minutes. I was like,
whoa, dick.
I was like, you fucking pricks, dude. We're just having a good time.
Yeah, but you did kick our ass. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to be smug about it because I'm not good at this game.
Yeah. Also, fuck you.
Yeah. And in addition,
yeah. No, I kept my joke was that the reason they won was because they're so young and they're hairless, because they were smooth. They were just they had no body hair on them, and I was like, that
helps.
They're more aerodynamic. Mm-hmm. Okay, the sack when they threw it there was no resistance.
Yep.
So I did
slippery sex
after workshopping that joke a little bit. I did then say it to that guy's face, because I was a couple more beers in, and he goes, he goes, actually, dude, yesterday I did actually save all of my chest because I knew we were gonna go swimming. So I was just like this fucking guy, he's just 17 and has no cares in the world. He's like, got abs on his abs. Go fuck himself. Anyway, let's get back to the part where I got sick.
Probably worked hard on that.
So we're
sounds like he's proud of his body.
Yeah. So we're chilling, having a good time. And then I just like start getting kind of dizzy, and like I start seeing like kind of like spots and stuff. And then like I like kind of stop hearing, and I was like, and I go, I don't feel that good, you know? And so then it tells like get Sierra's attention because she's talking to her coworkers and stuff. And I go, hey, yeah,
I'm dying.
I go, hey, Sierra, like, I don't feel good. We got to go home, you know? And she's like, okay, cool. Yeah, sure. And like, she was totally understanding about it. And so she starts like, you know, slowly like packing her stuff and like, you know, still talking to people. But in my mind, it's taking forever. I'm like, oh my God, like it's been ages since I told her I'm not feeling well, you know?
But you're just dying.
No, I'm just dying. Yeah. And then like the bride of the birthday boy shows up. The bride, though his wife, shows up with cupcakes. Right? She's like, "Hey guys, cupcakes!" And she's like, "You want a cupcake?" I go, and I remember going, "Yep." You just grabbing one and be like, "Thank you," you know, and be like, just like, "Oh my God, I'm fucking dying, dude." And then
like telling her no would have been too much of a conversation.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I go, "Yep." And I'm just holding it, and then Sierra comes up to me and I go, "Sierra, you gotta get rid of this cupcake. Like, I don't know what you do with it. You gotta get rid of it." I couldn't even like try to eat it. I was like, "Oh my God."
Your problem.
Yeah, it's like, dude, figure it out.
Luck.
So I think we're pretty close to leaving, and then all of a sudden, Sierra is actually her immediate boss shows up. He was hours late. He was like 4 or 5 hours late, but he showed up. He's like, and I've never met him before. I've heard a lot about him, and I actually wanted to get to know him, like, you know, chop it up with him.
Sure, yeah.
And he comes up to us like, he's like, "Hey, Sierra," like Sierra's like, "Hey, nice to see you." He's like, "Oh, you must be Juan." I go, "Hey, hi." He's like, "Clayton." She's like, "Yeah." It's like, he goes, "Wife?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Nice to meet you." I don't remember his wife. His name's like,
it doesn't matter right now. You're almost dead.
I remember him talking to me. I remember me saying stuff back and like people laughing. I go, "Yeah, good. You're fucking nailing it. I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but you're killing it, dude. Maybe no one knows you're dying, right?" And then Sierra finally was like, "Okay, cool, ready to go." I'm like, ready to go. So I stand up with that backpack on, and I was like, take 2 steps. I go, "Okay, cool." Start like just very politely say goodbye to the people at the table, and I go, "Hey guys, nice to see you, you know, have a good day," essentially. And then Sierra's like, "Okay, cool." And I try to take a couple more steps, and then I don't feel my feet on the ground anymore. Like I feel like I'm stepping, but I don't feel it. And then I have my arm up on something. I think it's like the canopy. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to fucking fall." So then like I take a couple more steps, and I end up sitting, kind of landing on a chair, like these like,
ooh, this is a thrilling story. I keep expecting you to just fall down and die.
Oh, dude, I was really waiting for to fall down and die. So I ended up like
sounds awful.
Like landing kind of slumpishly on a patio furniture, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh my God, like what the fuck?" And then everybody's just around me. Like I'm swarmed by people.
You're like, "This is not what I need now."
And the thing is, like, I don't even know how many people it was, but it felt like everybody was around me. And I was like, "Oh,
it was 2 people. It was Sierra and her boss,
and then probably like, no, it was like one of her coworkers, and then like the wife of the, you know, the birthday boy, like, and they're like telling me like, "Hey, you know," they're trying to talk to me, and they're all saying stuff that makes sense, but my only response is, "No, thank you, I'm okay, I'm fine." You know, like I can't really get anything else out.
Yeah,
and
just leave me alone right now.
Yeah, just leave me alone. And then at a certain point there, it's like I finally hear what they're saying. Like, it's like, "No, you should come inside and, you know, sit in the AC or whatever." And my whole time I'm just like, "No, I'm fine." And my head is like, "Why? No, you should go in there." But I was like, I couldn't think about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'll do whatever Sierra wants to do, because she obviously has the best interest for me.
Yeah.
And Sierra's like, "Yeah, cool, just." So then I get wrapped. Someone like wraps me up around them, and they drag me into the house, and like I sit on the dining room table, and I get like water, and I'm just like instantly start like cooling down.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man, I feel
the heat exhaustion, my guy.
Horrible." Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like drinking water, and I was like, "Oh, I feel really bad." It's like, I hope I didn't embarrass Sierra. And then the weirdest thing at the end of the dining room table was a giant framed photo of like olive tree orchards, right? And I go, "Is that a painting or is that a photo?" And that's all I can say. And then people would come in and be like, "Hey man, how you feeling?" I was like, "Hey man, you think that's a painting or is that a photo?" And they'd be like, "I don't know." And then they would all dissect it like, "I don't know, man. Like this part looks," I'm like, "Yeah, but this part looks like a photo down here, doesn't it?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." And so I'm there for, I don't know, I felt like forever just dissecting this photo. And
30 seconds.
No, it was a fairly long time.
All right.
Sierra made sure like I was cooled down, and then before we could leave, like I had to drink water, and like she made to make sure I could like stand up and walk around and stuff. So I did feel better. And I was like, cool, now it is actually time to leave. Sierra gets me in the car, and then we get back to my place, and I just like plop on the couch, start drinking water, and I'm like, you know what? I think it's the heat that did this to me.
Oh.
And Sierra's like, oh, you think so? I was like, yeah. I was like, I got a really bad headache. And she's like, okay, well, drink all your water. You can take some Advil. And I was like, and I go, what's for dinner? You know, and she's just like, well, I was going to make this. And I go, I don't want that. I want chicken strips.
What is your deal, man?
And Sierra's just like, all right, cool. So she goes to the store and buys me chicken strips. It was the best chicken strips ever. So yeah, the rest of the Saturday was just me like laying on the couch, like feeling super icky, eating chicken strips, like getting better. But yeah, so Saturday was horrible. Then Sunday came around and Sierra's like, how you feeling? I was like, oh, I'm better. Like I feel good, you know.
I'm feeling pretty 100.
And Sierra's like, cool. Don't you ever fucking scare me like that ever again. I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't fucking mean to almost pass out.
Hey man, we all have heat strokes when we have them.
Yeah, I'd never passed out. I've never like fainted or anything, but I feel like that's absolutely the closest I've ever gone to it. And like the seeing spots and stuff, I was like, huh, I must be really drunk. This is new to me. I'm like, I usually don't fuck with Coors Light. This is what must do to you.
So this is what all those guys like?
I can get into this. It was really scary when I'd be like, I can't hear anything. And I was like, that's bad. My heart's racing. That's not good. I think I'm dying.
I'm really happy to see that you're alive.
Yeah, it was really scary.
As much as I was laughing at that story, I'm only laughing because I know you wound up being okay.
Oh yeah, I'm okay.
Because if that was happening, I would be like, I'm going to cry. I don't know what's going on with my friend.
I would, and obviously, if I actually did get like really, you know, if I got hurt, you would have probably known like Juan's in the hospital.
Oh yeah, I would have been there instantly.
Yeah, he got stitches. You know, his fucking head split open. Thank God I didn't fall on the ground. But then Sierra took a photo of me and sent it to my mom. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm sending a photo to your mom. I'm like, why? She's like, well, he's like, I told her you weren't feeling well. And I was like, why would you do that? And she's just like, because she wants to know. And I was just like, oh my God, Sierra, this is your fault now. Now this is on you. Because then my mom kept bugging Sierra about it, right? And she's like, call your mom and tell her you're fine. I was like, no, I'll text her. But you know what? This is your fault. You should have just lied to her. She didn't need to know I almost died.
No, she didn't.
Are you taking a photo of me?
Yeah.
You're sending it to my mom?
Yeah. Her and I have been talking.
How's Juan? Is he slurring?
He's always slurring.
Yeah, so that was Saturday, which is really fucking wild, dude. Do not recommend. It was like 114 degrees. I jokingly kept telling Sarah, like, it's your fault this happened to me. And I was just like, I wanted to go swimming and you didn't want to go swimming with me. She's like, you could have gone swimming. I was like, I'm not going to swim by myself like a loser. So I had to drink more Coors.
You could have gone with the hot 17-year-old boy.
Oh, I could have. No, they were still in the cornhole tournament. They were making the fucking
they were
semifinals.
cornhole still, yeah. Hard to interrupt that.
They took it really serious. I feel like I need to practice more for next time.
I think that any dude between like 16 to 24 takes those kinds of things way more seriously than they ever should. I
was like, it'd be cool to play and win. And I was like, but it was really quickly like evident that no, it wasn't going to happen.
No.
But yeah, so that was Saturday. What else happened? I'm trying to figure it out without looking at my notes. Okay. So Sierra and I's 2-year anniversary happened.
Yeah, it did. It came up and I was like, oh, looks like they're having fun. And then as soon as you went to dinner, I was like, oh, yeah. I know what time it is.
Yeah.
I figured it all out.
Yeah, so we went bowling. We haven't gone bowling in a very long time. It was fine. The prices went up.
Renovation.
Yeah. Okay, here's the best part about the bowling alley. Okay, so you know, it does look nicer, right? There's like 4 walls, right? There's like the wall that's up against when you enter, and then there's a wall that divides, you know, the 2 walls. But on all those 4 walls, there's like a big, there's words, like a design, right?
Yeah.
One of them says, wow, you know?
Wow's a good one.
I was like, not bad, right? Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. The one that's up against the wall says luck.
Oh, nice.
Right? And I was like, okay, cool. The one that's up against the 3rd wall, it says okay.
Wow, okay, luck.
It says, so in the order it goes luck, wow, okay, and then the very last one says XOX. Why not 3 X's? Turkey, right? It's bowling.
I mean, 3 X's. You're assuming some stuff
dirty
there.
stuff. But
that's why you can't do it.
But XOX, what does that mean?
Hugs and kisses.
Yeah, but who does that at the bowling alley?
I'm always kissing and
hugging at the bowling alley.
Are you kidding me? I took a bowling class in college. This is real. I took a bowling class in college, and I don't think I even hugged my friend in that class when we would win like games and stuff.
Why? Because it's super proper. Handshake.
Honestly, yeah, it's because we would just like fist each other, you know,
with your fists.
Yeah, well, you know, people called it bumping.
Yeah, you like to call it fisting.
Yeah, I would always fist the boys, and I didn't have any dude friends in that class, but we were all the boys.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to be the boys.
No, I get it. So yeah, we went bowling, finished bowling. We ended up playing 5 games. We usually play 3 games. It's usually kind of like
3 is a good that's a standard. I took a bowling class in college, and we would always
you've never mentioned that before.
Yeah. We would usually warm up with practice until the teams were all together, and then we would play 3 games.
So you usually play 3 games, and we try to do 3, but then we had extra time because our reservations for dinner were later, and I was like, okay, let's play a couple more. So we played 5 games. And we were only going to play 4, but by the 4th game, we were tied 2 apiece. And I was like, well, gotta fucking break this tiebreaker. I did so fucking poorly in the last game.
What did you get?
I didn't break 100. No, I got 100. But Sierra got did I break 100? I don't know. I had 3 gutter balls, so it was really fucking ruined it. Yeah, but I did have 2 strikes back to back, which I've never done in my life.
Really?
So close to getting that turkey.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Here, let's give these a little hug right there with our hands. Hand hug.
Hate that.
Part of bowling.
It's part of bowling?
Yeah, I took a bowling class in college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So yes. So, and then after that, went to dinner, went to 5th Street, which is a steakhouse here in town. I like steak, but I always I like fish more. So I had, prawns for appetizer, calamari for appetizer, salad, and then for my main meal I had seared scallops. Pretty good, melt in your mouth. Oh, and then my friend Derek was working the bar, so he got us some drinks. And then when it came to the dessert, I was gonna get dessert, but he brought out every dessert they have. Here you go. And I was like, thanks, dude. And I was like, this is a lot. Here we go. So they were really good. I usually get the creme brulee. It's kind of my go-to, but all the stuff that I had was good. Even the banana cheesecake. I was like, huh. Never would have thought that I'd like this as much as I did. So.
Yeah, their banana cheesecake's pretty high. Pretty good. But I am a little offended that neither of you got any steak at a steakhouse, especially when that's what it's kind of known for in town.
People always do that. Yeah,
I'm a little offended that you didn't do that. Only because I just want to fit in with the crowd.
Yeah, people always say that because Sierra always likes to get the chicken when she goes, And
yeah.
I like it. I think the last time I went before this, I did get a steak, but I was like, I prefer fish. And I was telling Sierra,
who gives a shit?
If we had a really nice fish restaurant here in town, I would go there all the time. But we don't because we're too far away from the fucking sea.
Sucks, dude.
So it would be it's not cost effective. But anyways,
when are we going to get rid of the other 4 hours of land between us and the ocean so we could just be on an oceanfront property?
I think global warming take care of that.
A little at a time.
Yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, so that was fun. Nice celebrating, 2 years of being married.
Yeah. 2 years of marriage.
2 years of marriage.
We're doing pretty good. I almost died before 2 years, but I made it there.
Yeah, Sierra.
And I did bowls.
Sierra and I have been talking like that a lot.
Like idiots?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a problem. Honestly.
It is. I get it, man.
It's fun.
It is fun. I did it for that D&D campaign, Pathfinder campaign we were in.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun, but it also fucks with your head.
Yeah, because then you go oh, cool, I don't have to talk like that. But
you're I don't have to be a fucking moron anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, a great anniversary. I'm excited for whatever next year brings us.
Whatever the next anniversary.
What's funny is that Sierra during our dinner, she's like, all right, what was the best thing happened this year and the worst thing happened in the year? And I go, what the fuck? That's such a hard thing to answer.
The worst thing, bro? You gonna bring up the worst thing on a nice day?
Well, I think it was
Sierra.
Yeah.
No, I get the point.
I get the point too. I guess
Sierra,
to make us appreciate things. But I was just
man.
fuck, this is really hard. I was like, worst thing, best thing. And I was just like, I don't know. What do you got? It's Sierra said the worst thing. I was like, cool, I'll take that one too.
All right, yeah. We're both with that.
Best thing? I think best thing was just having my mom come and be in town for my sister's wedding and stuff. I had really enjoyed that. I don't want to talk about the worst thing because it makes you sad.
Okay, yeah. Well, I didn't ask you what it was.
Yeah, so because you're not rude.
Don't fucking tell me.
You're going to ask me in front of a podcast.
Don't tell me what the worst thing of your year was. That doesn't sound fun to me. I don't want to hear somebody's worst point of their year unless they want to share it with themselves. I'm not going to go out of my way to be like,
hey, what's the worst part of the year?
Yeah, what kind of bad stuff happened to you this year, man? Like, tell me about the shitty parts of your year.
It's not the shitty part. It's the shittiest thing that I have to do.
Yeah. No. But just, being generally like,
I think it's supposed
to
be,
learn more about you.
It's supposed
tell
to make
me
us,
about your lowest point.
It's supposed to make us like, appreciate like, the other stuff. Like, hey, what was the worst part? Okay, cool.
I'm totally on board.
Yeah.
But man, I couldn't imagine asking somebody that unless we were in like a heart to heart or something. Okay.
I was going to say a hostage situation.
Yeah, like a hot topic.
Yeah. No, it was fine. It was just, it kind of took me like, by surprise. Like, oh shit, I didn't
snuck it in.
I was like, I didn't know there was gonna be a fucking quiz today. Fuck.
Yeah. So what's the worst part of your?
What's the worst part of your?
I wouldn't.
Let's see. I was gonna say. Okay, so this is the big news that I was gonna add before. It's really positive, and it's also very negative. But I feel like I have to add it. So I open up my phone, and there's an update for Pocket Tanks. Because there is a, come on, let me finish. There is a, because it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better. They're giving away a new like free like weapon packet. Like, hey, here you go, weapon packet, download. It's like dope. It's like also, so you know, like we're gonna be releasing this other weapon packet pretty soon too. So keep an eye on it. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary. Like it's been 20 years of Pocket Tanks. We want everybody to, that have been playing it to enjoy it. I'm like, oh, that's fucking dope. Like, this game rarely gets updated. I'm excited to see 20 new weapons for the 20th anniversary of Pocket Tanks. I was like, damn, 20 years of Pocket Tanks. That's fucking wild. That's a long time.
It's a long time.
So because I was reminiscing about Pocket Tanks, I was remembering where like, one of the first time I played Pocket Tanks was.
Yeah.
And one of the first times I played Pocket Tanks was, I think, my sophomore year of like high school during math class. There was a kid who sat next to me, and he's like, hey, dude, you will play Pocket Tanks? I was like, I don't know what that is, but sure, And so he handed over his iPad, like, no, his iPod Touch, like the little. Yeah. Before iPhones were a thing.
I think that was like the first year that iPod Touch came out.
Yeah. And he's like, they were like fucking hockey pucks essentially. And it was like cool. And I had so much fun, playing it. And he was like a nice guy. And like and then for the rest of the semester, we would play together when like we were done with our math stuff, or like if we didn't want to pay attention, like we just passed the touch over, back and forth and stuff and play. Tell me why, Trip. The anniversary thing got announced, I think, yesterday. Tell me why this morning I'm scrolling through Facebook and someone that we went to high school with posted shared something from someone. It turns out that kid I'd played Pocket Tanks with has been convicted for murder. Isn't that crazy?
You didn't die. I'm so stoked, man. You made it. Okay, so what kind of a murder was it?
I looked into it. It happened in 2019. The person that posted it was like the victim's father. Right? He's like, he'd been kind of like trying to fight to find out who killed his son.
Jesus
so it turns out that the boy that I played with, was really good friends with this guy, and like in his interview he described him as his soulmate, like they were like best of friends or whatever. And they're saying it was maybe like a crime of passion, but it also could have been involved with like a disagreement over the price of marijuana or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so this man's son was murdered in 2019, and then 18 months later they finally arrested him for the murder. So I'm just like, wow, that's fucking nuts, dude. It was crazy. And it just really blew my mind.
Yeah.
And so then I had to text my brother. I was like, yo, dude, like, it's like, please confirm this is the guy we went to high school with. He's like, cause he was my brother's age, or I think maybe a year older than my brother, but I knew that my brother had talked to him. I was like, hey man, I know him because of math class. You know him because of other stuff. And he's like, dude, that's absolutely him. I was like, oh my fucking God. And my brother's like, yo, dude, that dude's a fucking sociopath. I was like, yeah, he's a fucking monster. And then he's like, we talked about it, and then he hung up, and he called me right back. He's like, yo, Juan, did you know that this murder happened in 2019? I was like, yeah, dude, I read the article. I was like, oh, dude, you should read the article that I sent you though. He's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, dude. I was like, but yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude.
That's so. I haven't had that experience yet, where somebody that I was close to in some kind of a capacity
does something horrible,
has done something absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But I am waiting. I got a few people out there that I am just waiting to see their names pop up somewhere.
I mean, this is, I think, This isn't the first person I know. Another guy that I knew who wasn't a friend of mine, is a friend of a friend, like an acquaintance. He got in a DUI hit and run and killed someone. So, not that great of a guy.
No.
And then I know that after he got convicted, he pled guilty, and then he went to jail and stuff. I think they had to release him early because of like overcrowding or whatever. But all of a sudden, I'm at the Bear, chopping it up with somebody, talking, having a good time, and then someone puts a phone in my face, and on the phone, FaceTiming is that guy, and I go, "Hey, dude." He's like, "Hey, Juan." I'm just like, "How are you?" He's like, "Good, man. It's nice to see you." And I'm just like, "Yeah, dude, I got it." like make an excuse to leave. I'm like, I did not expect to talk.
Wait, when is this?
When did this happen?
Yeah,
I don't know when this. This is a few years back. I mean, bars were still open. That was probably 2024. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It was like 30 years ago.
Yeah,
gotcha.
it was a long time ago. But that's the only other that time was like really uncomfortable. I'm like, dude, I didn't want to talk to this dude. So yeah. So the man that broke my pocket tank cherry has gone to prison for murder. So I mean, if he did it, he absolutely deserves to be punished. I don't know. That just sucks. It's really sad. I felt bad for the dad after like reading the article.
Yeah, it's always fucked up.
Yeah. So anyways.
Well, very cool news, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you almost died. You didn't die. I'm glad that you got to appreciate your love with Sierra for a day for your second anniversary and learn about a guy who's a murderer that you used to be homies with.
And 20 years of pocket tanks.
20 years of pocket tanks.
Can't forget that.
Happy anniversary pocket tanks. My bad, dude. I almost forgot about pocket tanks having a 20th year anniversary. I'm super sorry about that. I just want to make this my moment where I let you know I will fuck that up so many times. I'm not going to remember the anniversary of pocket tanks even after you've told me like 10 seconds ago.
Oh, man.
It's already gone. And I tell you, it's because... What? Pocket Tanks has like anniversary updates still? It's crazy to me. Pocket Tanks doesn't even exist to me.
It's still a thing.
I was just fucking around with Kitten's game recently, which I played so much every day, nonstop for months. 3 years ago, something like that. And I wanted to see if they had an update. They did have an update. I think it was more like 4-ish years ago.
Was
3.5
stuff?
to 4.
Is it past space stuff?
I mean, they did have an update, but there's still like nothing. I went in there and was like, this is just numbers and letters. I don't know what I'm looking at anymore. But I know that all of my cats are in space sacrificing unicorns, so I think that I'm doing good. I'll never look at this anytime soon. Because the whole point of Kitten's game is you delete everything and then you get a bunch of extra stats to start you out. And then that helps you throughout the entirety of the game. So if I did restart now, I'm sure that I would get a bunch of extra stuff because it's been going for years.
So it's just still on your phone, though?
Yeah, it's just still on my phone. But, man.
Dude, you should cash in 20 years.
I might.
You should.
20-year anniversary of Kitten's game. Hit me up with some new professions for my cats.
Maybe something horrible would happen to someone that you knew.
I mean, probably. If it has to do with Kitten's game, I mean, the whole thing is about, like, old gods and sacrificial bullshit. So I'm sure that somebody would die in relation to the Kitten's game situations, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe Kyle's going to kill somebody. He loves Kitten's game.
Yeah. So I just want to get this out of the way. I haven't watched.
Get it out of the way.
I haven't watched anime. That isn't anime. That's new stuff. So I don't have anything to talk about that. I did watch, and I don't know if you seen it yet. Have you watched America the Motion Picture yet on Netflix?
Nope.
Have you heard about it?
Nope.
It's really good. I watched the first 30 minutes of it by myself, and I was like, I am having such a great time. I need to stop because I want to watch this with Sierra. Like I want to watch it with someone else, and it's fucking absurd. It's essentially like just a bunch of it says like, it says America the Motion Picture, like based on true history or whatever, like true events. So it's just like they combined everything, like people who aren't alive in the same period, like, like Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, like they just all mush them together, and they're just like, cool, figure it out. And they're all like bro dudes and jacked assholes, and they're just saying like a bunch of vulgar stuff. It's great.
I do have a question. It sounds like it's made by the American Vandal people.
No.
Okay.
I don't think it is. Because I don't know who that people is, but it is animated. and it kind of looks.
Oh, it's animated.
It's animated.
All right, never mind. Totally different situation. I just figured they had a Netflix deal. They might have gone with the America branding.
I get what you're saying.
They have that like dude bro philosophy behind their comedy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but totally different. Got you.
It's animated. It kind of looks like I would say it looks like a better animated version of like. Oh no! It kind of looks like the Venture Brothers, like that kind of style of animation.
I'm with you.
But there's some really good fight sequences in it, and like moments where I'm like, wow, like actually like stunned, like wow, that looks really fucking good. There's a lot of famous people in it. Channing Tatum's George Washington, Simon Pegg's King James, Andy Samberg I think he's Benedict Arnold or whatever. There's like a lot of people in it.
Dude, you're learning your histories. Yeah, way to go.
What's really funny is I'm watching it with Sierra, and I go like, hey Sierra, they need to find a horse guy. Who are they gonna find? And you go like, Sierra goes like, I don't know. I'm like, Paul Revere, you dummy.
You fucking idiot. Come on.
And she's like, how was I supposed to know? I was like, I don't know. I thought you knew history, bro.
I thought you were in 3rd grade at one point. Nerd.
But it's really good. I haven't finished it because I want to finish it with her. But check it out. Maybe you'll enjoy it. I think it's worth a watch. Or maybe it's like absolutely not your humor and you just don't like it.
Well, I'll check it out. I got nothing else going. I mean, I got lots of. Come on, look at me. I'm busy.
That's it, man. That's all. That's my life for the last few days.
That's a pretty good life.
It's been okay. Almost died.
Yeah, no, but you had a lot of really positive moments.
Yeah.
Like 2 anniversaries.
Yeah, and Pocket Tanks, 20 years. Woo.
Oh, that was one of the anniversaries.
Oh, that's right. I thought they meant 2, like my 2nd anniversary.
Nah.
What about you, man? What have you been up to this past week?
Okay, so I don't want to brag or anything.
Don't brag,
but
then.
Nothing special. Here's the deal. I had been kind of committed to watching this stream of girlfriend reviews playing through Life is Strange, which is a game that I had tried to play a couple of times with different friends. And essentially what it boils down to every time that I play is I'm bored, but I want to see the story and I don't want to do all the bullshit parts of the game where I'm not just doing the story stuff because the gameplay is not that engaging. For people that don't know anything about Life is Strange, if you know anything about the Telltale games, they had the Walking Dead games. They had the Game of Thrones. One. Yeah, A Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, I was like, something about wolves.
Like
yeah,
Wolf Among Us.
Werewolves.
And then they did Borderlands, Tales from the Borderlands, whatever it was called. They did a bunch of different games where essentially it just came down to all of your actions have consequences. You got to decide who's going to live, who's going to die every single time. So this is another one of those games, but it's made by Square Enix. And it's set in some little like oceanside town in Oregon. All these people are like indie kids at art school doing like nerdy art shit, which I'm pretty into. Just that whole atmosphere, that vibe. Yeah. But it also has like a lot of like cringy teenage kind of
angst.
Yeah. It's got some stuff there, which again is something that I'm still kind of into. I don't know, something just
if it's done well,
it feels
right?
nostalgic in a way to me. Sure,
like I remember being sad. Yeah,
I've been there, man. I've been there. So I had played through the first couple of chapters with friends, and I was like, I'm just kind of like, it takes a lot of effort to pay attention to this. So I've been watching the stream, and it's been great because the chick playing it trashed it a lot for a lot of different reasons. And I'm so glad because so many people over the years have been like, Life is Strange seems like it's such your thing. Like it seems like it's right up your alley. You should check it out. It's really good. And now that I finally get to watch somebody else play it who complains about the same shit that I did. The whole like you play as this girl named Max Caulfield and she's at this new school, and then she sees her old friend get shot in the bathroom, and that's when she finds out that she can actually control time. So she rewinds back time, and she stops her friend from being shot. And the whole mechanic of the game is you're rewinding time, which is possibly causing some kind of it almost seems like a hurricane, but it's like different than a hurricane. It's like a time hurricane type thing. And it's going to destroy the whole town if you keep making these bad decisions or rewinding and shit, but you have to keep doing it. Anyways, you play through the first game. I think near the end of the first I think it's in the first one. I don't know. Maybe it was in the second. But anyways, near the end, one of your friends at art school has been very depressed and she's been made fun of a lot. She was roofied at a party and she had this video go out where she's like making fun of, or she's making out with all of these different people. Long story short, it went viral. She's very upset. She's also very religious. That's like her whole character. So she wants to commit suicide.
Heavy,
classic. So you as a character have to go and stop her or not, because everything that you do, you don't have to rewind and like fix stuff. You can let it play out however it does, but you have the option of checking multiple situations. Oh, what would happen if I said this instead of that? So a lot of the gameplay is also tedious. I don't want to hear both sides every single time, but I feel like I have to make the right choice. And as a player, since I have that agency, I'm probably going to just go back and waste more time and then go with the first choice that I chose anyways. So anyways, this chick was like, I fucking do not like the rewinding at all. I'm just not doing that anymore. Like, we're just making our decisions from here on out unless there's something that I clearly want a different result from. So anyways, it was enjoyable watching her do that and then constantly complain about all these little things. And I wound up actually really liking the game for similar reasons that she did, where it's dumb. It's not perfect, but it's kind of cute the way that everything is so like dorky and cliche and over the top melodramatic about like everything. And big spoilers for anybody that wants to play, but at this point I don't really give a shit, because first off, the game doesn't give you enough agency to feel like you can actually control the plot. It's just like, oh, just choose what happens here, and that's pretty much it. So some characters might die in your game and then they are just dead, which remove parts of the game that you can't play, but it's not like it affects the overall plot in some way. And then it gets to a point in the game where this character, she brings out a picture from back in the day, and your character looks at the picture and is like, oh shit, I can Ashton Kutcher butterfly effect my way into the picture.
Oh, nice. Right? Yeah.
So she goes back to when she was 13. She's 18 now. She goes back 5 years to when she was 13, hanging out with her best friend, who was a lot different. She's acting a lot different too. And her dad's still alive. And this is right before her dad goes and drives off and gets in a car accident and dies.
So she's going to stop that.
She's going to stop that, which of course, as we all know, because we're anime fans, we've watched all the time travel bullshit. Things aren't going to go okay if she does that. So she does it, and then she's like, oh man, she's part of the popular club now. She's like in with all the popular kids that are huge assholes that she fucking hates in her normal life. And then she's acting weird, and they're like, dude, are you high? Like, what's going on? She's like, nah, man, I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here. And she goes and visits her best friend. She wants to see the dad. She wants to see how everything turned out. And then her mom answers the door. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you're here. Like, this is great. Chloe's going to be so excited that you're here. Let me go get her really quick. And then you're just like waiting, and it comes in from inside, and it's showing a first perspective from Chloe. And it's like, she's sitting in a chair, and I'm like, oh, she's in a wheelchair because of your decisions. And then it turns into, hey, I'm really unhappy and in a lot of pain. Can you please kill me so that my parents don't have to worry about the burden of my life and the financial crisis? Yeah. And she's like, I don't want to do this. And then she goes back and she kills the dad. And then like all of it, I'm like, come on, man. You're just being so fucking dramatic all the time about everything. Holy shit.
Can you sympathy kill your friend, or you don't have that option?
I think you do have the option.
Okay, and that would that end the game?
No. He would still have to go back, and like you have no control over it, man. And the whole thing is you're trying to find out what happened to this girl that was lost. She's been missing for like 2 weeks.
She's just in her closet the whole time chilling.
So yeah, it's a whole mystery thing. In the end, I thought was dumb too. But that part in particular, I'm like, yeah, of course your friend's fucking paralyzed, and of course she wants you to help her die.
She terminally ill, or did she get in an accident?
She got in a car accident when she was 16. They got her first car. She got in an accident.
So the trade-off is like, either your dad dies or you get really hurt later.
Yeah, and by the end of the game, she's like, look, man, it's my destiny. It's either, you let me die, and then everything could be okay. You could go back to that day, when we first saw each other, and you let me get shot, or you save... Yeah, and in order to do that, like, that will save the entire town, because you won't have all the rewind bullshit that's, like, causing a hurricane to hit the town.
Yeah, time hurricane.
Time hurricane. Or you let me live and the entire town dies. So that's the end of the game.
Including you and the girl? And
no. You guys would live.
But everybody else would die.
You guys are in a safe area. Everyone else would die.
What about, like, your parents?
You don't really have your parents there. You're like going there for art school.
Oh, so you can transfer. Like,
So,
okay, you're not like a
your
local
parents
student.
are somewhere else.
Fuck them.
But her parents die. Your best friend's parents.
And your friend gives you this? Hold on, time out.
And all of the other friends that you have as well die.
Oh, damn, that's really... It's the whole, like, you pull the lever, you don't, right?
You kill 50,000 people.
Or you kill the one. The 1%.
You kill the one. It's like such an obvious choice. So when the streamer got there, she was like, well, clearly, I'm going to kill my fucking friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets to like, after everything happened, it goes to stats of what people chose. And a lot of people chose to kill the entire fucking town. I'm like, for what? For teenage angst? Like, why'd you save her?
That game.
She was being a bitch most of the time.
That
She
game
was
sounds
being
pretty good, dude.
Such an asshole to you, and you're just like, yeah, you know what? I'm cool with her being kind of a dick and like doing these shitty things. I'm okay with that. Again and again and again. Oh, man, it was so stupid. So I had such a fun time watching it, and the second one's coming out soon. So
Okay.
I am for sure going to watch somebody play that. I have no interest in playing it myself.
Sequel or just new, completely different thing?
Well, there was like there was a sequel.
Okay.
But this is Life is Strange 2, which is another sequel, but it's different characters.
2 as in like 2 T-double-O-O or number 2?
The number.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So there was a sequel already. Life is Strange 1.5.
Yeah.
Like the Lion King at 1.5.
After the disaster.
Huh. Or not disaster, right? Because what if you don't kill your friend? Or is there always they're just a disaster no matter what?
I mean, it's life after, whatever. That the game ended with that disaster that you choose to do something with. It's after that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But she didn't play that. She just played the one.
No, she just played the one. I have no interest in seeing what happens with those characters after just the one, honestly. I don't like it. I liked one character. Actually, I like two characters, and I think you would like one too. Or maybe not like them, but like their situation. There's this chick named Alyssa, and Alyssa, starting out, first chapter, she gets hit by a football, and you have the option of going back and like telling her to move so she doesn't get hit by the football in the head. And it keeps being situations like that where you have to be like, hey, Alyssa, move over here. Like, keep saving her for like little inconveniences. But then finally at the end of the game, it's like... There's this big party going on. It's happening at the rec center, so they're like all around a pool. And Alyssa's just like vibing, staring out at the pool, and somebody smashes her with a wet noodle into the pool. And you have to be like, "Hey, man, watch out! This guy's gonna hit you with the pool noodle. Come over here." And it's so funny. But then finally at the end, she's like, "Dude, save my life! I'm like stuck here. Help me." And her whole storyline is like zero character development, just always gets hit by shit. That's all it is. It was fucking funny.
Does Alyssa count as the town? So if you don't...
Yeah, so she's part of the town.
Well, you gotta save Alyssa.
You gotta save Alyssa,
That's the one
man.
thing you've kept true to. Well, and every time you save Alyssa, it builds up the hurricanes more.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Let her get hit in the head with a football.
It's so fucking dumb. It is such a dumb game. But I had a really good time watching it, so I did a lot of that. And I don't know, man. I honestly haven't had like a ton of stuff outside of anime.
Okay.
I started watching this new show on HBO that just came out.
Okay.
Called White Lotus, and it feels pretty similar to Avenue 5 while using the same plot device as Big Little Lies, which is one of my favorite shows. But it turns out the plot device in this is just a plot device. So far.
Time out. So like Avenue 5 was the one where the people like going back in space and they get fucked because they get knocked off course. And then Big Little Lies is the one where someone gets murdered and you don't know who. Wait, that's the first season, right?
Yeah. So Big Little Lies starts out, you don't know who's murdered. You just know that somebody's murdered.
Someone's murdered, yeah.
And it's a guy. That's all that you know.
I don't think
I'm pretty sure.
You don't know anybody. You actually don't know
Oh, it's just that from all the interviews, I think whatever.
No, that's because that's season 2. Season 2 is they have all the interviews.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, I'm thinking of season 2.
Season 2, you absolutely know. Yeah, I'm saying for season 1, you know that someone does get killed, but they never interview any of the main girls. Exactly.
Okay,
but you hear other people talk like, talking about the main characters. And in season 2, we do finally see those girls have their interviews, and then it's like cool, and then there's like other shit.
Regardless.
Yeah. So it starts out with that's the device. So that's the device.
Starts out with a death, and you do know who it is this time.
Okay.
But it's very similar to Avenue 5 in that Avenue 5 is about it's like a space cruise. So all of these wealthy motherfuckers are there being entitled and shit and stupid. And then the staff has a whole facade going on where none of them know what's happening. It kind of takes that, but makes it less goofy. So it's a Hawaiian resort called the White Lotus. And it starts off and it's this annoying couple at the airport bothering some dude who's just sitting there alone. And they're asking him how his vacation was because they're clearly in Hawaii and he's leaving and whatnot. And they keep asking him questions and he's just like, yep, I'm just answering them, whatever. And then they're like, yeah, where'd you stay? I'm like, oh, I was staying at the White Lotus. And they're like, isn't that the place where that woman just died? And then like they keep asking him questions. They're like, so anyways, where's your wife if you were here for your honeymoon? Yeah. And he's like, no. You guys need to learn to fucking keep to yourselves. Yeah.
It was his.
So his wife is dead.
That's fucked up.
So that's how it starts. And then it goes into, oh yeah, all these people are rich and entitled in different ways. There's different stuff going on. The CFO of Google is there with her family. One of the girls is from Euphoria.
But, like, is she from Euphoria, but, like, not the show Euphoria?
Yeah. No, she's just one of the actors.
Okay, good. I was like, that'd be weird if they're like, yeah, they're like, by the way, I'm an actress from that HBO show Euphoria while I'm on it. Yeah.
They actually use a lot of really good actors in it, which is why I was so appealed to it. But, yeah, you've got that family going on, and then you have the honeymoon couple, and you have the hotel staff, and they're kind of goofy, but not like 100%. So that's the thing. It's a lot more dramatic than Avenue 5 is, but it's also kind of goofy. And finally, you have everyone's favorite Jennifer Coolidge, that chick from Legally Blonde that has the like squinty face and they're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, the nail chick. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see you over there. You know that chick.
Why did sorry, that sounded more like your little Nikki impression.
Same person. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Anyways, so Jennifer Coolidge is there, and she is playing a fucking like weirdo, man. She is just immediately like, I need a massage right away. Is there like no, everything's booked. Are you sure?
Oh, so she's playing her kind of normal vibe character.
She's just like doing herself.
Yeah.
But she's like very over the top. She's kind of acting like a Karen in some way.
How's she looking like age-wise? Is she older now, right?
Yeah.
Like old, like...
like 50s, 60s looking. Okay. You know, like you wouldn't know because of all the Hollywood makeup.
Oh, okay, good.
One of those situations.
So, there's a little chance,
Anyways, yeah, so those are all the different groups. A lot of wacky situations. And the girl that works at the hotel, it's her first day. She's a trainee. And it turns out she is pregnant. And the manager just thought she was chubby, and she goes into labor that day, but she doesn't want to admit that she's in labor. Wow. So she won't go to the hospital.
Was she clearly pregnant though? Like,
well, no, she's a bigger lady, yeah, she was also pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyways, it was a wacky time. And the whole time I was watching it, I had this really surreal, kind of dreamy feeling about it. It was bizarre, and I liked it.
Yeah, that's good. That sounds interesting.
I'm very excited to watch more of that. The finale of Loki was out today. Fantastic. I think it's one of Marvel's best things that they've done.
Better than Scarlet Witch? WandaVision.
Yeah, better than WandaVision for sure. I mean, I was already enjoying it more than WandaVision through and through. WandaVision, I liked about halfway through. I started realizing that I was pretty into it.
Oh, it's just Marvel bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. But with Loki, it started out and I was like, nah, I'm kind of into what's going on here. I don't really know what's happening, but I'm kind of into it. Yeah, and it ended. It was very good, and there will be a sequel to it. So excited to see that whenever it happens.
Cool. You think it's like a sequel show, or?
I think it should be a sequel show, just based off of
the kind of the way they were doing things.
Yeah, just how this is done. I don't think that they could do a movie to establish everything new and wrap it all up. Then again, what do I fucking know, man? I'm not working for Mr. Marvel. So, yeah, we'll see about that. But it was good. And I also watched Black Widow, and it was not good. That's it.
That's all.
No, there's almost no reason to watch Black Widow other than the last, credits. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Last 2 minutes after the credits.
I did really like you telling me that Wes watched it with you guys, and you're like, yeah, you should be fine. And then the end bit's spoiled, and you go, oh, dude, my bad.
Well, we were also like, except for maybe the end, and then he stuck around. So, sorry, Wes. But, yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
But then the most important thing, which is the most recent new thing, is I started playing a new game.
Ooh, can I guess?
Yeah.
Is it on your...
You're not going to guess.
Is it in your PlayStation?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm fucking... Is it Mario Golf?
No.
Is it Pocket Tank's 20th anniversary?
It's not. It's not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Ah, fuck. Did that come out?
Yeah, it's out. I wasn't sure how I felt about it in general. It's just different. I love Monster Hunter. I'm a fucking Monster Hunter fiend.
So what is this? Is it a spin-off?
Yeah, so it's like a spin-off, but it's more like another series, is how I would describe it.
Okay.
Because it's completely different gameplay. I got it because of two things. First, I saw a lot of people being like, it's what Pokemon should have become. This is what like a Pokemon game is. If you're a Pokemon fan, you have to check this out. Again and again and again. I kept seeing all these like user reviews and stuff, comparing it to Pokemon in really positive ways. And I saw one clip that almost convinced me. So this is all the same part of the thing because I was going through, just a trail of comments. They posted a little GIF of one of the monsters who, its name is Brachydios. It has these like boxing glove hands that are covered in explosive goo.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And it showed a cutscene of it like it getting ready to attack. It says the attack name. And then it goes into a like training montage of it like training like Rocky and its whole life and stuff. And it leads to a giant explosion at the end where it was attacking just the monster that was there. And I was like, that looks ridiculous. I love that. And then I hit up my buddy Sam and I was like, hey man, I'm thinking about getting this. I don't know. I just heard these things. And I just found out this monster's in it. What do you think? He's like, dude, I've been playing it. I'm like 60 hours in. It is incredible. And I'm like, I have to play this game. Okay. So yeah, I picked that up. And it really does feel like what Pokemon should be doing. Here's what it comes down to. You have different monsters that are all adorable and cute when they're first hatched. The whole idea of the game is you go and get an egg, you bring it back to a hatchery, it hatches, you take that monster, put it on your team. You could ride it around, which is a lot of fun. So all of the monsters you get to ride on. They all have different abilities out in the world, so you can have a different team with you that you could swap out and ride different ones and give you different abilities, either for access to different areas. Like if you have a monster that can climb vines, you could climb some vines or jump over these like gaps and whatnot. You could swim if you have certain monsters. But then, aside from that, the actual battle mechanics, the like Pokemon part of the game, I would say, it's like rock, paper, scissors. So it's like a simplified giant graph of all the different Pokemon typings, what's good against what. But it's like rock, paper, scissors, and it's always there when you're about to attack. It'll have power, speed, and technical, and it has arrows showing which one beats what. You just have to assume what the monster you're up against is going to do. So it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors, but you're also like, this is a technical monster. I'm going to use a power attack or whatever. You have special moves, and you can also do, as long as you and your monster do the same kind of attack at the same time with a monster that is specifically attacking you, you do a double attack together. So you attack at the same time. It feels like you're really there with your monster and fighting. Not necessarily super Pokemon, but it's kind of a cool like addition to it. You both attack the same target, you do extra damage. Then it gets into, you are building this meter that allows you to do special moves. And if the meter's full, it's your bond with your monster. So you could command your monster to do different things depending on like if you want to use meter or not. Or you let your bond go all the way, you team up with your monster, you jump on top of it, and you do a combo move. And that's the punching cutscene thing.
The montage,
The big thing, which would be so cool if Pokemon did something like that to where you bond with the Pokemon that you're fighting with at that moment. And then you're able to do like a big attack because of that bond and the way that you utilize certain things. And then there's another mechanic that has, you use a few different kinds of weapons, blunt, range, and sharp weapons, which all affect monsters differently depending on what kind of monster protection they have.
Didn't Pokemon do something like that where like you had to bond with your, with your specific Pokemon and it gave them some sort of power up or whatever, some shit like that?
You can say that, but no. So you just get things that you put on the Pokemon.
Right, that's right.
So there's Mega Evolutions and there's Z moves. which is like you just give them a fucking thing and then you could use that once per fight.
Yeah.
Or you can specifically save up these things in Monster Hunter in order to utilize your monster the best.
I just remember you and I having this conversation. It was more like you talking at me about how mad you were about how like Ash was moving to a new region but wasn't taking his Greninja with him. It's like, but he fucking spirit bonded with him, and if he can't, he has to.
So this isn't coming from me.
No, I know it's not. I
didn't watch the anime.
Yeah.
But that was people's argument. They were very upset about it. And I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, no, I'm with them.
He can't just leave him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like bonded. It's a specifically different kind of Greninja.
Yeah.
It's called an Ash Greninja because it's so different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Yeah, Pokemon's just like chilling, doing whatever the fuck they want. And Monster Hunter was over here like just constantly doing
innovating
cool shit. Yeah, I'm like, fuck, dude. Monster Hunter Rise, one of the best games. Oh shit, Monster Hunter Stories 2. I could be like a funny looking anime girl and I could have all these monsters. So yeah, I'm a funny looking anime girl with all these monsters. It's great.
This is Stories 2?
Yeah.
Does the first one have the same fight mechanics or different?
Look, man.
You didn't play it.
I wasn't there.
Okay.
I heard it was okay. And
but
then
this one's pretty good.
Everyone came out and was like, no, the first one was good. I don't know why everyone talks so much shit about it. The first one was good. But the second one. So yeah, anyways, I started playing it.
That's on Switch, yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the first one was on 3DS?
Probably.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not 100 on that. I don't really know where.
We're going to say it is.
Yeah, where that kind of stuff is. But super fun. I've hardly played any of it, but everything that I have played, I lost track of time. I was just having an absolute blast. It was great.
That does sound like fun.
Yeah. But in general, I don't have much to say about my week because I was sick for a few days.
And you just played video games.
Yeah, and I just like watched streams and played games and just vibed for
That's
a
cool,
week, man.
I'm glad you're feeling better, by the way.
Yeah, no, I was concerned. I'm like, I don't know what kind of sick I am. Then that always sucks. Mm-hmm. You went through it.
Yeah.
Last weekend.
I was like, I'm dying sick.
Yeah, you were like, are you okay? I don't know.
I was like, is this like death sick? No, it's too hot sick. Yeah.
So, yeah, anyways, it's been a pretty mellow week, but those have definitely been the highlights. I had a lot of fun playing some Mario Kart with all of my friends. It was a blast. We've been doing cool stuff. I actually, on Final Fantasy XIV, leveled up a bard because it turns out you could play musical instruments in that game. So I did that, and now I could play a bunch of goofy ass meme songs to people. So that was pretty fun. Just had to figure all that stuff out. Yeah, I've been doing stuff. Nothing actually productive with my life, but I've been doing stuff.
That's
I get
good,
around.
Dude. No, bro, you fucking killing it. Fuck that.
I'll do some productive stuff eventually. Maybe, I don't know.
We'll do that. We'll do that in the actually, this is the 7th month of the year. As I say, you're doing the second half of the year.
Yeah,
this is the second half.
Yeah,
we'll do the last quarter of the year. That gives you some time.
Yeah.
All right, man. Do you want to talk about anime that you watched, or did you watch anything that's not currently airing? Or
everything's kind of airing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks. There wasn't a new My Hero when I watched. There wasn't a new To Your Eternity when I was watching. So I don't have any old anime.
Okay. Cool.
Carryover anime.
So I mean,
what about you?
No. No. I mean,
what about that one show that you were really enjoying, that you were having a fun time with, that you wanted to surprise me with last week?
Which one was that?
Mob Psycho. Show, yeah.
Didn't we talk about that on the pod last week?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I watched it.
Well, maybe you should watch it again.
Okay, maybe I will watch it again, you jerk.
Good. I'm glad. But no, I've been, I will go ahead and candidly say, I don't fucking care about anime this season, dude.
Oh, dude, brutal.
I'm going to
Are you done? Have you caught up to all of them?
I think there's like maybe 4 shows that I haven't seen yet because they just got added on like Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Mm-hmm. But man, I'm just not having the best time with this season of anime.
Well, that's what you get for having a great time last season.
I know, it's kind of a bummer, but it has made me more motivated to check out some other shit that I'm not that interested in, but I might wind up having a good time with. So we'll kind of revisit that in the future.
You heard it here, guys. We're finally going to do it. We're watching Fate. We're watching Fate, boys.
That was specifically what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
And it was just so I could be like, all right, I don't like it. I'm done.
I watched it, Wes. Leave me alone. Yeah.
I'm fucking done. It wasn't for me. And that's what it boils down to with most of these shows this season, is that it's just
it's not for you.
It's not for me. It's fine. It's just not for me.
Sometimes they're not for you, man.
And that's okay. But yeah, probably want to check out Fate. I just don't expect it going over super well yet.
I've heard it's really good. We should probably watch Clan Ad too. I've never seen it. We should watch that one too.
See, here's the thing. Every time I fucking look at anything, okay, sorry, Fate fans out there. Anytime I fucking look at anything Fate, I'm like, what is going on here? Do you want to? I'm going to bring it up. Yeah, I don't care if you want to or not. But do you want to see the fan art or not the fan art? The promotional art?
Yeah, okay.
For the new Fate thing?
Yes. Hey, I said yeah.
Really? So you telling me that I'm going to have a good time with Fate Grand Carnival 2? Like, that's the photo that they used to promote it, and I'm like, yeah, man, that's going to be the good shit.
This looks pretty good, man.
That's what's going to be up.
Oh, boobs.
That's what's good.
Boobies right there.
I don't know if you saw that crotch line. That was pretty good. Yeah. They really wanted to emphasize, like, hey, man, this is where the hip starts.
She got a phone.
You know, that's where a leg begins.
Is Fate like past times, future times? I don't know anything about Fate.
Wow, you fucking idiot. You don't even know where Fate takes place.
I've probably watched more Fate than you did. I watched that one movie. Fuck you. You don't know nothing about Fate. I've watched that one entire movie by accident. I don't know which one it is, but it ends with the chick with the big shield, and they're like in a grassy knoll or something, and they're like, "Yep, we sure did Fate," or something like that.
I remember you talking about that.
It was pretty okay. Yeah. I think. I don't know which one it was.
Anyways, every time I see any Fate artwork, it's always like so fucking sexualized or just so generic looking to me.
If it's not for you, it's not for you, man.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I'm just like, it's just it can't be for me. So I have to check it out and figure out if it's really not for me, or if it's just the artwork and the people that talk about it that can't do anything that makes me go, oh, I'm gonna like it.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna hate it, but it's fine.
I might, but I'm curious. I'm a little curious boy who wants to see if his Fate's gonna be a good time. So we'll get to that soon.
Okay, now that you're done pissing everybody off about Fate, do you want to talk about this week's news?
I would love to.
Okay,
I'm glad that you asked.
Let's hear it, man.
Okay. Well, the first thing is Rising the Shield Hero Season 2 has been delayed to April 2022.
Yeah, I saw that. That sucks ass. But hey, man, you can't do nothing about it. Hopefully it's even better now that it's pushed back. So it sucks. Really sucks.
It's a bummer.
It's a bummer. Big bums.
But also,
it's fine.
Shield Hero's fun.
We'll get it.
Yeah, it's coming.
They got a lot better near the end.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
There was
that middle part really sucked.
The middle part was just like, dude, I don't give a fuck about Philo. And they were like, but she's a queen now. And I'm like, that doesn't make me care anymore, man. Yeah. But it's okay. Something that's very not okay. The Misfit of Demon King Academy manga creator Kayaharuka has passed away.
No way.
Yeah. They had been having health issues for a while. So
the Misfit of Demon Academy is that the one where the guy got like reincarnated? His mom like birthed him in like a week or something like that.
Yeah.
Is the manga ongoing? I feel like it's a newer property, right?
There's actually a light novel that is ongoing as well.
Okay, so that sucks. That's a bummer. I mean,
it's sad.
We weren't like super into the show. It just sucks when anybody that makes stuff, passes away. So moment of silence for them. Yeah, they'll be missed. Hopefully someone, takes up the mantle and tries to finish it, or maybe give it like a nice ending. It just sucks when like you're watching it, you invested in a story and then it never gets resolved for reasons like this, and I don't know. I would prefer for someone to kind of give it a wrap up. Like, what is it? I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but there was something that I was into. Oh, fucking Dead Man Wonderland. I was really into it in the manga, and then like the person that like wrote it was like on essentially like a sabbatical for super long time. And I think they eventually came back. I think, and then like they finished it, but it didn't feel, like the best, but I was like, hey, at least it's done, so I don't know. It kind of depends on what camp you feel like. Would you rather just kind of not end or have someone finish it? But that does suck. That's a big bummer.
Yeah. So
that's it. That's all your news.
No, I got more.
Good.
Just wanted to sit on that for
making me a little sad.
Yeah. So there is this week's news is not fucking fantastic.
Damn, dude, really? All right, let's fucking do it.
We're there. We're at the end. So I don't know if you heard about this, but there was a Kickstarter for a new anime streaming service called the Anime Tube.
I did hear about this.
Okay, yeah. All right, so the Anime Tube Kickstarter has been shut down because a lot of things in it we're not okay. We're just not going great. Specifically, there were some people there were like companies that have licensing rights to shows.
And they were promising those kind of things, right?
They were promising those shows and said that we are currently talking with these people.
And they're like, no.
We are currently in discussions.
And they're like, no, we're not. I don't know who you are.
We've never been approached by you.
Yeah.
So somebody actually had a pretty good line of things that caused this to be shut down. The creators had a history of apps that sourced from piracy. The app wouldn't be available on the Apple Store,
which is crazy.
Kickstarter features a massive list of super popular anime which didn't have any rights that they had.
It's like they're like, hey, Eddie, fucking join our new streaming. We have the rights to Fast and Furious. And like, what?
Like, what? No, you fucking don't. It's crazy. Kickstarter infringed on copyrights by featuring images of popular anime.
Didn't even fucking get permission, huh? Nice.
No permission. Actual members of the anime community, including entities with the rights, started calling them out as never having talked to them. So that's classic. And then creators started blocking anyone who questioned them. So they they put language in their frequently asked questions about blocking people because it became so common. And then the creator claimed that he wanted to become Japanese. And that's where it ended.
That's the end part? That's where he ended? Holy shit. What an ending.
It's pretty incredible, right?
Yeah, no, I read about that, and essentially it just boiled down to being like a huge scam. You know, like it was just like, it was all bullshit. It was like, it's too good to be true. It's like, yeah, so it can't be true kind of thing. It's like,
really
we got One Piece, we got Naruto, we got the One Punch Man. It's like, no, you fucking don't. How you gonna fucking lie about that shit? Well, that sucks. I'm glad that thing got taken down because fuck him or her. I don't know who's in charge of it, but I hope they're able to get their money back. If you were silly enough to.
I hope nobody fucking donated. I don't know.
I'm sure some people are dumb.
Yeah, people always donate.
So hopefully they can get their money back because that is a shame. That's wild.
Well, that's all the anime news I have for you this week, man. But I do have an extra little piece of streaming service news.
All right, let's hear it.
So HBO Max has a new show coming out called F-Boy Island.
Fuck Boy Island?
Yeah.
No way.
I got an ad in my email today. It's time to separate the men from the bros.
Wait, okay, hold on. I think I know what this is. Keep going, though.
In an all-new Max original reality series, 3 single women will travel to paradise in search of love. The catch? Half of their suitors will be good guys and the other half will be total fuck boys. F-Boy Island premieres July 29th. So that's apparently going to happen, and I was so excited when I got that ad because I was like, this is exactly the kind of trash reality television that I need to watch.
Is that an anime?
No, it's streaming service news. Anime news ended. You remember?
Yeah.
When I said anime news.
No, but it's not. But how good? No, man. I would love that if it was an anime.
Man. Guys, if that was an anime. Oh, man. That was just the last little tidbit where I'm like,
fuck boy.
It's so stupid. I just have to talk about it.
It's fun. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, man. It's come to that time of the show where we have to talk about the actual topic, and we've been dreading it.
We have. Okay, so Resident Evil: Infinite Darkness.
Yes.
You know what? You love it. It's made by TMS Entertainment. You probably know them from Dr. Stone and Fruits Basket. Maybe a little bit of Detective Conan. You know the good shit. And then it's also made by a little company called Quebico.
They probably made nothing.
Yeah, this is all they've made. So Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. For anybody that's not a fan of Resident Evil, you are going to be so fucking lost, and I am not jealous to be you.
What's crazy funny is that this is in the very small wheelhouse of what I know about Resident Evil. I go like, whoa.
Dude, as soon as it started up, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Because I was like, I'm going to lean on trip on this one because it's about Resident Evil 9 or like it's about Resident Evil 1. It's like, holy shit, have any idea. It's right after 4. It's like one of my favorite Resident Evils. One I played full all the way through. It's like one that I really enjoyed. That I really do want to replay when they fucking ever get around to remastering it.
Fuck, man.
But so. So the main character is Leon.
It's Leon. Yeah, Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 2 and 4 and others.
And others, yeah.
But There also is Claire Redfield, which you might know from Resident Evil 2 and 3 and others. I think she was in 3. I think her deal was in 3. Or maybe it was it Nemesis?
I know she was in 2 for sure. Like,
maybe it was Code Veronica. She was in another one, I think.
Yeah, don't fucking add us. We don't care.
Yeah, whatever. Who gives a shit? So, anyways, they are now working for the White House. My bad. It's a little bit different. Leon's working for the White House. Thank you. My bad. And Claire's there too. Right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. So after 4, Leon has rescued the president's daughter.
Yeah, the plot of Resident Evil 4, for anyone that doesn't know, go rescue the president's daughter. He did it. Way to go, Leon.
Fucking shout outs. But yeah, so he's gotten a job as like a head, I don't know,
guy.
You know what they call like a security advisor or whatever.
A special
man. Essentially anything he does, the president's like, I trust that man. He saved my daughter. That's a good man right there. I'm like, he is a good man.
Guy. What a good guy.
What's funny though, because I played the 4th one, I go like, yeah, I am a guy. I saved the president's daughter, bro. That's me,
you're
bro.
There, and you're just like, fuck yeah, this guy's talking about me.
The president's just like, can we trust him? He's like, absolutely. Dude, I'm fucking good as gold. Anyways.
Leon's going to make some decisions that you might not be okay with.
So it's after that. He's working for the president, and what was her name? Claire. She's working for some sort of organization that is helping build homes and orphanages for a Middle Eastern country that's made up. It's supposed to be like either like Afghanistan or like Iran or something like that. It's got a fake name.
It does have a fake name, and it sounds very fake. And I could look it up, but
it's like Pana something. Yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, so that's what she's working with, and she's
like Panganistan.
That's
something.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I was like, when I heard it, I was like, did they fuck that up? And I was like, oh no, it's made up. They
had to make it up so they could blow it all up.
Cool flag, by the way.
I was a red and black and green with a cool like little symbol on a black triangle.
Yeah, no, it was like the triangle was red, right? And they had
it was a red triangle.
Yeah, and it was like green and black, and then they had like a
Soviet Union.
It was a sword. It was like a sword with like a golden sword and stuff.
It was a sickle.
It was a sword, dude. Why are you questioning about this flag, bro? You know I'm a huge flag fan,
bro. You know I'm a hella big commie. Okay.
Yeah, you are. So in this. I guess it's I don't know if it's a canon. Is it canon?
Sure.
Yeah. So
who gives a fuck?
In between 4 and 5, there's zombies. Wouldn't you know?
Shit. They got out to Panganistan.
Not only did they get out, they got into the fucking White House, dude.
Shit, that sucks.
That was crazy. The shit starts off, and like the president's like, where are my advisors? Like, well, we're waiting for one of them. I was like, fucking Leon, fashionably late as always. And then while he's trying to get there, the lights go out, and then it's just like, what's going on? I was like, in my head was like, what is going on? I was like, oh, zombies. Probably zombies.
Oh, this is Resident Evil.
Probably zombies.
I'm sorry, I forgot. We're Resident Evil.
Probably some zombies.
We're having a good time.
And wouldn't you know it, there's some fucking Zambos, and they're fucking shit up, and then Leon's is like, nah, bro, I'm here. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, he saves the dude, and he's like, here's the trick. You gotta shoot him in the fucking face.
Shoot him in the head, dude.
You keep shooting them. Once they're down, keep fucking blasting their head.
What's crazy to me is it like, this is a world where Raccoon City happened, right? So like
it was kept under wraps.
But the guy the guy that was like being like jumped on or whatever, he knew about it.
Oh yeah, he did.
I was like, why didn't you know how to take care of this? It's a zombie.
He didn't read the reports. He read the headlines.
Yeah, he was a total dingus. And then I do appreciate that they do say zombies in this. I like it when they say it. I was like, don't fucking baby around. Like, just say it.
The only reason that they baby around it in the first Resident Evil game is because it hadn't been established that they are zombies yet.
Okay.
And then they start calling them zombies like really quickly. Yeah. So that's all good.
I feel like in 4...
Oh, we forgot to say, this is all CG. This is 3D CG anime film show. So
and when we say like, full 3D CG, it's like the cutscenes that you would see.
Like I said, a Final Fantasy shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So like... most of this movie felt like the cutscenes, and right before like action would happen, it was like, okay, cool. I was like kind of like wanting to reach for the controller and get ready to do the thing, and I was like, oh, hold on. Yeah. No, it's like they made the cutscenes and then they just forgot to make the game.
Yeah, but the like parts where the shooting happened was kind of flashy, so that was cool. I mean, it's hard because with gunplay, when you're playing the game, it can be clunky, it can be fine, but when you make it so like stylized and flashy, it also feels like, all right, this is the fakest fucking shit.
There was a time where like, Leon shoots 2 zombies in front of him and then like just leans back and shoots
so quickly in a hallway.
I go, what? I was like, did he get superpowers between 4 and 5? Yeah. I was just like,
nailed it. Back to front.
That one was pretty wild. But yeah, so there's a time where like he's like jumping and something. I was like, I really want to hit like the Y button. I was like, I gotta hit that fucking
jump in there.
But yeah, so zombies are going in the White House. The president's like, hey man, fucking, we gotta figure out where these zombies
this
are.
Zombie thing, not good for us. It's not good for our brand.
And there's this one guy, this one curmudgeon. He's like, hey dude, it's probably China. It's probably China. And so there's like the president's like, hey dude, if you think it's China, I trust you. We should go get China. So they go in a submarine to go get China. And you know, and then the shit happens, and then guess what happens in the sub?
What happens in the sub?
Zambies.
What the fuck?
Well, actually,
no way.
rat Zambies.
Ah, fuck.
They were gross looking.
Yeah, and this was after Resident Evil 4, where they had definitely taken like a big change. They went from just inputting a virus into people, inputting mutations into like adding parasites to people. So the fact that there were rats in them, not necessarily the craziest thing, but also how the fuck did they like
get little so many rats in you? Yeah,
I don't know. It was that was my least favorite part because
it was kind of
science, man. I'm just here for the science.
Yeah, one guy blew up in like 1 billion rats. I'm like, there's not enough room for that many rats in him, you know?
Right? I was like, oh, dude, that guy's got 2 rats? That's a lot. And then the dude in the back who looks like thin as fucking... he's way thinner than the other boys.
Yeah. Like 1,000 rats came out of him.
Yeah, he was just full of rats, it turns out. Rats don't actually add any weight.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, rats are really good at fitting into stuff, right? They make it so super thin.
Yeah, rats fit good.
So they just squeeze into his like blood vessels and his veins and shit. Okay, so yeah, so zombies in the sub. Wouldn't you know?
Yeah, it sucks.
He's okay though because he's Leon.
Oh, thank God.
Which was crazy to me. They go, so zombies are taking over the fucking sub, and they go. And then there's like the self-destruct things. Like the U-boat will self-destruct in a minute and a half. I go, how the fuck are they getting out? And then they're out. They just get out.
Yeah, they're out. Don't worry about it, man. And meanwhile, at this point, oh shit, dude, there has been some stuff going on. The good guys are now killing the bad guys. Mm-hmm. I just don't understand what's happening. It's Resident Evil. That never happens.
Yeah. Then they're in China, and then like the guy that was like, you know, was there with Leon in China with the girl to do stuff. There's like, actually, you know, I'm a bad guy, and he's like, no, you're not a bad guy. And then, can you explain to me what happened in the mansion? Was there an earthquake? And did someone purposely just sonic like boom the house and it fell down? Or was it just poor craftsmanship?
Do you really want to know?
No, I want to know what you thought happened. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh shit, like someone's like storming the house or something. And then the house is torn, and there's just the 2 characters just standing there, and they're just like, they seem to be fine. And then he's like, look around you. I was just like, it's some shoddy fucking craftsmanship is what it is.
Yeah, it's just all that I went into this movie thinking is this is going to be some Resident Evil bullshit.
Yeah.
And it was, but it was like multiplied more than usual because you're playing a video game. Yeah. So of course you're suspending your belief in different ways.
It was a lot harder this time.
Because it feels fun.
Yeah.
But when you're just watching shit, it becomes
how? Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's China. And then in the end they go fucking to, I don't know, stop the real bad guy who happens to be the guy that was like, you know, the president's right hand man. He's just like, hey, it's China. But actually, he was the bad guy. So the whole time, he was like, he was making these biological weapons, and there was this kind of like, what was it called? It was like a serum that like if you got infected, you could inject yourself with a serum, and you'd like wouldn't go mutant, but you'd be okay. And he's just like, cool. My idea is I'm gonna have the United States go help Pakistan. And then
that's what it was though.
And then release all of these bioweapons, and then sell the bioweapons to people, take out China, and then to control these bioweapons, I'll sell them the fucking antidote. Supply and demand, bitch. Mm-hmm, that's what this country is built on. And then by the way, fucking what's her face shows up. She's like, hey. She's tied up in a chair. Dude, did you see how she was tied up? She was like bound by her feet and then taped behind her back. And she's just like, I can't move. I was like, yeah, you can stand up.
She could literally stand up out of her chair if she wanted to.
Yeah, there's a point where like acid is rising. I'm like, why are you still sitting there?
Yeah, if she just kind of like adjusted to the side and like lifted her arm up a little bit. She could have been out there.
She did have that.
No way.
No, someone forgot to animate the rope around her. Like what she did was she wiggled up against like I don't know, like a desk and then like freed her hands. Like, you can do that? Absolutely.
Dude, Claire Redfield, she's all about utilizing desks.
Totally.
She doesn't give a fuck about chairs. She just needs to get that desk to get herself safe so she doesn't die in the vat of acid.
Yeah.
It was rising very quickly. It stopped rising as soon as it got to her, though. And then right afterwards, it was like, nah, man, it's like a foot a second.
Yeah.
And then we're going to stop as soon as you have to make a little jump.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
it was crazy.
So then Leon's confronting the dude that he killed earlier. He done, and then we by this time we discovered the whole plot, and like they're like he's
such a pointless movie.
He's this weird like mutant, and he's like, I'm gonna show the world what I look like, and it's gonna terrify everybody. Everybody's gonna believe me. And then Leon, for some reason, Leon's just like, nah, dude, don't do that. That's fucked up. I was like, but they're but aren't you a good guy? And then he's just like, nah, that's not how we're gonna do it. And then like the Asian lady is with, he's just like, we have this chip. This chip has all the data. We're going to leak the data. And then Leon's like,
dude, don't worry about it.
Leon's like, nah, we're not doing that either. I was like,
instead, we're going to let it get to this point where you get like totally backstabbed and then your neck gets stabbed by the giant monster man that you created.
That was so good because like she has an actual like moment with this giant disgusting monster. She's like touching it, like his chest. She's just like, it's like, I've always loved you. You've done so much for my family. Like, you're a good person. And then he's just like, oh, you know how much that means to me. Boom, crushes her arm, lifts her by her neck, and then snaps it. Mm-hmm. And then this is the funny part. Sierra goes, do you think she's dead? And then like as she says that, he drops the body and it plops like a rag doll.
Much. They just got rid of all the neck.
Sierra goes like, oh my god, hey, play that back again. I was like, okay. And just make sure it's like, yeah, dude, she's dead. She's for sure dead. So she's brutally dead. And then Leon finally is like, you know what? It's time for me to do something. And he just starts to do stuff, I guess. He has the amazing ability to get like knocked so fucking far and then end up always landing on a rail.
That's Resident Evil, man. Don't worry about it. Rails are always there to save your life.
As long as you hit that, the fucking,
you gotta be
quick time, you're fine.
You gotta be quick.
It's like they don't even like take into account like the strain it would take on your body to stop yourself from falling at that speed and at that angle. Like, no. His hand was on the rail. He's fine. Him and was it Claire team up and they beat the bad guy. they bazooka him.
Yeah, I had to wait until the rocket launcher came out because I'm like, this isn't a Resident Evil thing until a rocket launcher.
There it is. Yeah,
there was last second, and they used it inside of the acid facility, risking everybody's lives. But they had to because
what else are you gonna do?
Shoot the giant red thing in the middle of his chest that looks like a weak point? Nah.
Yeah, dude, that heart. I was like, dude, shoot him in the heart. Nah, hit him with the rocket launcher. Yeah. Okay, also, before I get too far, while all this is happening, Leon called the dude he saved from the beginning. Is like, hey, dude, it's Leon. Tell the president not to go on with the speech. Tell him that so-and-so's the bad guy. Tell him Leon sent you. Hangs up. And Leon's like, okay. So then the president's about to go give a speech, essentially like saying he's like, having a truce with the Pakistan people or whatever, and then they're going to send their forces there and also kind of declare war against China, because he thinks that they're the reasons that things are happening, like the whole Zombo stuff's going on. Right before he goes to give his speech, the dude walks in and was like, hey dude, Leon told me to tell you that so-and-so's the bad guy. It's not China's fault. And he's like, are you sure about this? He's like, I don't know. Leon said it. He's like, okay. So he gives his speech, and like he has his speech and he just moves aside, and he just fucking off the dome freestyles it, man. He's just like, America. We're gonna help all the little kids. They gonna get to school, they gonna go to church. America. And I was just like, and everybody's just like, yeah, woo. People are clapping.
It was a good speech.
It was pretty good. I couldn't give a speech that good.
It
was pretty good. For Resident Evil, it was pretty good.
It was a good Resident Evil quality.
Man, I wish one of our presidents would give a dope ass speech like that. Hey, kids, take care of you. And yeah, so that happens. That resolves itself. Leon saves the day. Oh, because he bazookas the bad guy.
Yeah.
And he gets blasted in the acid.
Yeah.
But Leon, wouldn't you know it, caught himself on a hook.
Oh no, that's crazy. How did he save himself from the acid that way? That's nuts.
How did he pull himself up afterwards? Is my question.
I don't know.
I guess he has super body, like upper body strength.
Leon's like the coolest guy that's ever existed.
People don't know this, but Leon can also fly.
Yeah.
So he chooses not to use his powers.
He could breathe underwater if he wants to.
He bathes in acid every day to prepare himself for acid. Yeah. And then, it's over. Like everything's fine. The president gets on Air Force One, gives Leon the nod. Leon goes, Claire's looking at you, Prez. And then he meets up one more time with Claire, and she's like, hey, give me the chip. I'm going to take that data and I'm going to tell the world what's going on here. And Leon's just like, no.
I feel like, everything we've been saying is very accurate to what has happened.
That's exactly how it happened.
Except we have been leaving out that at every possible chance that he can fit it in, Leon will always say some action hero line. He'll always make some snarky remark like, oh, I thought you wanted to ask me on a date to coffee.
No. Before that one, it was just like, he goes, oh, I thought we were just going to go out to dinner, something like that, you know? She goes like, when are you going to stop seeing me as a kid? And he's just like, maybe after you fucking put out. Essentially, he's a bad light.
A little scummy.
Which
but,
sucks, because that's not who I am, bro.
That's not who you are, but that's who Leon is, and you have to accept that about Leon.
I refuse to make it canon.
Fuck.
But yeah, then she says, give me the things to let all the media outlets know what's going on. He says no, and she essentially asks why. Like, why not? And then he just goes, it's just because that's not the way I'm going to do it. No. I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, fuck you, Leon. And she like leaves, and he's just like, yeah, fuck me, I'm Leon. Sunglasses on, walks off in the sunset. That's it. Oh, actually, I think after that, we then find out that the bad guy that was like the president's right-hand man isn't dead. Like I thought he got like his throat bitten off, but I guess not. But he injects himself with that thing, and then we get a nice shot of like a briefcase that says like Tricell, and then I was like, whoa. That's it.
Well, it's because they do the thing that Resident Evil always does, to where somebody that's on the team that's a bad guy was never revealed as a bad guy, but actually he was a bad guy the whole time. Yeah. You remember Wesker?
Yeah, bad guy.
Yeah, bad guy, it turns out. But he was good for like a while until he decided, you know what, I'm just going to go full bad guy, turning into like a half vampire zombie man.
I think I played, what's the one? I don't know. What's the one where they're in Africa?
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Yeah. That one, he went nuts, yeah?
Yeah.
He did take him down.
Yeah, you had to use like 10 rocket launchers on him, but it was fine because you just had them because you're in Africa and they have
dime a dozen
men with giant sledgehammers dropping rocket launchers left and right.
I never finished that one. I just remember like seeing the end bits with Wesker or whatever, but I also remember being like, I'm not enjoying this. Why is it because I wasn't Leon, I guess?
It was really fun for me to play as 2-player.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
I don't think I could have enjoyed it single player.
It just felt like you were just on rails. Essentially, you just kind of mowed down things in front of you the whole time.
I also, at that point, and I think this is very, this is very
telling
of that time.
Yeah.
I would always play games on harder difficulties than I needed to. So while you were mowing stuff down, I was getting my ass handed to me at points.
I was doing pretty well.
Yeah. So different experiences.
Yeah, I was like, this game's too fucking easy.
And I think that's also a problem that video games have in general. And especially at that time, I was playing games on harder difficulties because the normal difficulties were too easy a lot of the time. And I wasn't feeling like I was having a good time. Like, that wasn't the gaming experience that I wanted.
Yeah.
And then
hard was too hard.
Hard was too hard. But I would rather have a too hard time than a too easy time.
Yeah. I understand that,
to get the most out of my money.
I don't think
I was young, too.
Yeah, I don't think I ever would have. If I would have done hard, I'd be like, fuck this. I probably would have made it past the first level. But I probably played it on normal. And I was like, this is easy. I'm just like, it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
It's the hardest thing is deciding if you want to play on a more difficult difficulty than the default.
Yeah.
Because did they actually make the default like decent? Is it a good learning curve, or is it just like easy boys?
Here, everything just super fucking hard, right? Yeah,
yeah. So I don't know.
I know we've digressed into talking about the video game, but that's how boring the show was.
I just don't give a fuck about the show.
Yeah.
It is set up for a sequel because President's assistant man,
still alive,
who's clearly working with whoever it is, probably China. I would say it's China.
Right. No, he's so anti-China. Probably Korea.
Probably South Korea. You think South Korea would do that?
Then I don't trust the boy bands.
I don't know. Why would they give an actual... Never mind. You know what? I'm not getting into it. It's fucking stupid.
What would you say? No, say it.
Why would they give an actual state, like what? Or not state, country or something like that? Why would they give a real location in a Resident Evil game? And then they're also like... Pakistan over here.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, interesting.
Maybe someone thought that was like realistic. Maybe in the Middle East, it's just more like temperamental. Like people know that China and the US have beef, so it's like it's not unbelievable.
I will say the only highlight of the movie for me was watching all those little rats and going, "This is dumb."
Yeah, He shocked them. He electrocuted them. How stupid is that?
And then I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, so I know for humans, if you get electrocuted, it does stuff to your heart. Yeah. It can like stop you, from having a heartbeat. It could also start you from having a heartbeat. I don't know how these creatures live. You destroy a zombie's brain. I understand that. I don't know if electricity destroys a zombie's brain. And these aren't necessarily zombies either. Yeah, they're little rat creatures that grew inside of a human's body and hatched. So how would that be affected by electricity? Like, this dude made such a fast decision. He was like, logic, all right, got it here. I'm going to leak some water. I'm going to smash an axe into this thing, and I'm going to hold onto the pipes on the ceiling, and I will not be electrocuted. So.
Yeah, but like, I was like,
isn't everything metal? Like, wouldn't that electrocute you though?
Why is there water, just like a little bit of water in it, whatever.
I thought what he was going to do is some like stupid ass Resident Evil 4 bullshit, to where, you remember that part in Resident Evil 4 where you were being chased down by that little baby king's guards?
Baby king's guards. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So you're in this hallway and it's like an alien cutscene and they're popping down at you and they're like chasing you down. They're freaky alien things. And you throw these like freezing canisters at them and you freeze them in order to do damage to them.
Yeah, they were like CO2 or like what's it called? I don't know what's fucking. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. You thought he was gonna freeze the rats?
Because immediately when he left the first room, he hit some switches and then like steam starts shooting down.
Oh, okay, that made me like,
it looks like CO2 maybe too. I was like, is he gonna freeze them? Is he gonna fry them? What's his plan? And then he electrocuted them, and I was like, oh,
it's more efficient that way,
I guess.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. There was also like this whole plot with like the military and stuff that was like the flashbacks.
Yeah, there was a lot of military bullshit. There was a kid who saw all these zombie atrocities take place initially.
He did a really good job drawing them though. Good for him.
But he was mute, and he was also like imprisoned when he was seeing all of it too. He was under some rubble, but there was like a grate for him to look out at.
Maybe it's a whole issue of like, being a different religion, because it was like there's like a civil war going on. Like, oh, cool. I don't know what the religion is in Pakistan.
I'm not even gonna try to guess.
Was it Panamanistanistan?
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, maybe they just didn't like him. But yeah, that was pretty fucked. And he's in a wheelchair too, wasn't he? You think he was just so mute he couldn't walk, or he was just
that's the thing that I don't understand. He might have been just like shocked from war
or seeing that horrible atrocity.
Yeah, that's pretty war.
Pretty heavy.
But yeah, I don't know what the whole deal is there.
You know what I really wanted though, because I wanted her to hold up the painting, the drawing, and be like, wow, that's like, because as soon as she got the notebook, she's like, I was like, there's gonna be horrible things in there, like like something horrendous, and she opens it up and it's like. I wanted her to turn around and like hold it up to where that statue was. So that statue, the hand was like right behind her, and like bring it down, kind of like in like a dumb video game where like people like hold up the map and then they bring it down. And I was like, they didn't do it though. But it would have been really funny if she's just like, no way. But it didn't happen.
It was dumb. I feel like I wasted my time.
Yeah,
I've already spent way more time talking about this than I felt like I ever would have. It's like 20 minutes per episode. Nothing important happens. It's just like big ol' macho energy the whole time. Yeah, it was dumb.
The animation's not that great either. It's like we said, it's essentially cutscenes. There's also like a lot of like things that are fucked up. Like sometimes their feet don't touch the ground, or like the way they hold the gun or something. It feels off. Their hair doesn't like women's hair doesn't flow. It's like stiff, rigid, no ponytail stuff. That's like. Yeah, there's not real effort. What did kill me was like it popped up and said like a Netflix original anime series, and I was like, Trip, what the fuck? And you said, well, it's made in Japan, so that's that's all there really is too. I was like, well, fuck, dude.
Anything made in Japan is technically anime.
Yeah, so that's why we're here. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, but it wasn't like the worst thing I've seen. It just wasn't great or good.
Sorry, bud.
It's okay.
I'm really bummed you didn't have the best time.
But I'm glad I am happy I knew what was going on, because I played 4 and it was after 4. I was like, wow, I know these characters. I know what's going on.
But you only knew like barely anything.
You
only knew like a one-off line.
That's all you needed to know, dude.
And I was so surprised too, because I'm like, oh shit, this takes place right after that. I wonder if there's going to be no tie-in at all.
We didn't even get to see the daughter. Actually, we saw her in photos. So.
Whatever.
It's all the same. I saved that bitch's life.
Yeah. You don't even know her name.
Ashley.
Damn You do know her name.
Oh,
You really are Leon.
I embody him. My biggest complaint was also Leon from different angles looked different to me. Like,
True. Yeah,
he gave me really like weird faces, and I was like, huh. But it's probably because I've only ever seen him from third person, so
it was dumb.
Yeah, what a babe though.
Please don't watch this.
Nah, watch something else. Watch Way the House Husband.
Yeah, watch White Lotus.
Yeah, watch White Lotus on HBO.
Tell me what you're thinking of it.
Cool. That's the show. Next week, preview, right? Finally,
Preview, right?
We're doing the preview for all the new anime.
God, we watched a lot of anime so far. We've watched at least 10 shows.
And you said there's at least 4 more.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I'm not done with them yet, but I am kind of bummed out because trip shows are not pretty good. So
sorry.
Yeah. Well, we'll get around to it. It's fine. We'll end up watching other animes if we don't like anime this season.
It's true. Actually, there's one show on High Dive which I think you're gonna love.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of the Getter Robo series, right?
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, the sequel's finally here, so we get to watch it.
Get Robo Deuce.
Yeah, which is like 40 years after the last series came out. This is a direct sequel to it, so I'm excited for you to watch that.
Is the animation quality better, or is it exactly the same?
I'm excited for you.
No way.
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. That is pretty exciting.
It's a brand new show, but man, it looks like it was made in the 80s.
It's like someone forgot that they made it, and they're like, "Oh shit, we had this here the whole time. Just put it out. Fucking digitize it. Put it out."
Yeah, that's honestly probably what happened.
It kind of gives you. What was the name of that show where it was like the kid that would the boy chef or whatever?
Oh yeah,
we found out later that's like a sequel to like
Chinese chef hero kid.
You know what I'm talking about? Like it's like years later. It was like this is this. We're like
cooking boy, like magical cooking boy.
We're like, why does this feel so weird? Like there's like people and they already have like rivals and stuff. Like oh yeah, it's because there's a whole other series before that we didn't see. Anime is weird. Go watch Resident Evil.
No.
Go play the game. Just go play the game instead.
Odd Taxi was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
I liked it.
Okay, cool. That's the show. Next week preview. If you like our theme song, check out Not Mars on Spotify. Trip, where can people find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. You could look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to send us a tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast Unfit.
And you can shoot us an email, instantramenpodcast@gmail.com. Each week we try to stream our podcast around 8:30 to 9:30 ish. Whatever. Fucking who cares? Pacific Standard Time on Chris Pather's Twitch. I forgot what I was saying. Twitch.tv/Chris Pather. And yeah, thank you guys very much for hanging out, chilling, and listening to us. I appreciate you guys.
Cool. This is bye from Juan.
See you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.